Okay guys, haven't made a video in a while. Got a little bit of a mess going on here, so you have to excuse me. Anyways, I haven't made a little video in a while. I've been trying to take care of some other bills and stuff first. This is more or less a hobby than anything else. But I figured I'd give you a little update and show you what's going on here. First of all, just wanted to say, I got another Hostile Shops catalog in the mail. And I'm really liking these catalogs because I built the Recumbent here with the nice contoured seats, really comfortable. Unfortunately, I made it out of solid steel, so it's not really the softest thing in the world. And it's the only place I've ever seen these. They sell these Vensit seat covers that actually allow air to pass underneath them. They sell them in lots of different sizes. So if you're looking for a nice breathable seat cover that's nice and cushiony, the Vensit, you can get it at the Hostile Shops. I think it's hostileshop.com is the website address. It's a really nice catalog. It's the only catalog I've ever found that actually has recumbent parts available that you can actually buy. Because I've been actually having a hard time finding parts for recumbent bicycles by themselves. So what I got here, let's see if I can lift this. I may have to move the camera. Move this thing here. Okay. See if I can get a good video. This is actually the first thing I've ever built after I got a hold of my welder. I'm going to try and move this down a little bit for you so you can get a better view. There we go. That pretty much gives you the idea of the whole thing. I'll see if I can get a picture uploaded on the video here. If I can stick one on here, show you what this looked like before. What I have here, yes, I'm using a cabinet box as a seat. Okay, what I have here is essentially a bicycle I pulled out of the trash. If you see, you can kind of see here, everything from here down to here, this is all the rear fork off of a mountain bike I pulled out of the trash. I did buy new brakes, front and back fork. Whoops. Okay. I don't have a kickstand yet. Anyways, that actually looks better on film anyways. I found these. It took me a while to find these. I don't remember what the website was I found. These are actually V-belt pulleys for an automotive style engine. So while these work, they're not my favorites because they are about 6 inches in diameter. Now, another thing I like about this Hostile Shops, this Hostile Shops actually has a lot of different idler pulleys listed. So you can get a hold of these idler pulleys, and I want to put some idler pulleys up here because you can see I need some smaller ones up here. And these smaller pulleys look like these, except those pulleys I'm using right now, pretty much they're chain wheels that go on that would go on a rear derailleur. I just took it apart and mounted them up here, so they work pretty good at the moment. But I'd rather have a regular idler pulley that has a guard on both sides to hold on to the chain. I do need to change the chain out because the chain's more or less a hacked up chain. I found other chains I put together, so there's a couple different sizes of chains that ain't working real well. But this is all solid steel. It's actually very heavy. I did buy this brand new. The front fork was $25. So, and the stem is I think it's a 21 millimeter stem. It actually belongs on a Sun LT. I think it's what it is. It's a recumbent bike. Anyways, the first one I built was kind of hacked together. It didn't work out really well. It was kind of crooked. Actually, it was a dual high racer 26-inch wheels. This one's got a 26 wheel in the rear, and the front one is a 20-inch wheel. So I think this setup's going to work a lot better. The handlebars are handlebars I pulled off of an old beach style cruiser bike, another bike I found out in the trash. So while there are brand new parts on here, I'd say probably half the bike is all junk I've pulled out of trash, stuff I pulled out of the trash. This I'm going to redo. I'm going to get a new chain, and I want to get a good derailleur. This derailleur doesn't work on this bike. It's actually made for a 20-inch bike, so I'm going to take it off. It didn't work out real well. So I need to run brake cables, and I need to run a derailleur, and I should be done with this bike. Now, I'm probably going to have to just move the camera around here. I'll show you what I've been doing on my Velomobile project. Let's see here. And I'm going to go ahead and pause a minute here, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to do it this way. Just going to show you what I've done here. I don't know if anybody's seen a very good picture of what my Velomobile project looked like before, but I've severely hacked it up and changed it. So this is what it looks like now to this point. What I've got here, I'm going to have to upload where these came from. These are Kingpin style suspension parts, normally used on go-karts, that type of thing. I'll have to I forget what the website was. At any rate, these are the perfect size. These will fit a 20-inch hollow hub trike rim, like the old granny style trikes with the hollow hubs. That's exactly what size this is, so this should fit right over top here. It will also fit, ironically, since a 20-inch bicycle rim is about equivalent to a 16-inch moped rim. They're actually the same size. They actually use the same hub and axle size. So if I can get a hold of one with, say, built-in drum brakes, and I can take the axle out of it and just use this, I can mount them from the sides, and I'm good to go with that. I'm having trouble with the brakes right now because I'm having trouble finding a hollow hub bicycle rim that has built-in disc brakes, which I would like to use, because I don't want to have to mount an arm up over here for caliper style brakes. I don't want caliper style brakes on the front end of something that'll be 60 miles an hour. Another thing I could do, if I could get moped wheels front and back, I could theoretically get it registered for the street, since I can get 62 mile per hour J speed rated moped wheels and put them on a 16-inch moped tire. I could theoretically get this thing registered for the street. So this, show you what I've done here. If you can see this very well, this is made out of just typical medium density fiberboard, and this is my wonderful staple job here. This material comes from Joann Fabrics. This is actually material that you would use for chalkboards. This is actually like a fabric chalkboard material, which is actually kind of nice because it's almost like fake leather. With the, I put a 1-inch piece of foam on it, makes it really comfortable. And I'm going to be putting, I have the pulleys, I'm going to get a couple of smaller pulleys and put the smaller pulleys down here. Now these smaller pulleys will take the chain from up here. This thing, beautiful, I love this thing. This is a gorgeous chain ring I found on the internet. They sell these, I'll try to upload where I found all this stuff. This is actually, you can buy these in red, gold, blue, a couple different colors. And the front suspension, I had a front suspension on it using a couple of regular suspension forks off of a BMX bike. Didn't work out really well because it didn't really suspend anything anyways. There wasn't really any collapsibility to it. It was more or less like a solid suspension anyways, unless you're going off big curbs or something. So
I'm not even going to bother with that. What I was thinking was in the future, the next design could use like a 2x4 aluminum rail from front to back, and we could do something like a single-sided A-arm suspension on the front with these type of links, and could do a simplified trike design. Now what I want to do, I want to get a mid-drive here. Since I'm going to be using a 20-inch rear wheel, I want to get a mid-drive here to really gear it up. I want to be able to gear up, really gear this up so I can pedal at some higher speeds, because I want to do a really slimline design here. Now this contraption does not work at all. This part's fine. This part from here backwards is working great. The suspension connecting part here and this is absolute garbage, and I need to redesign this. So after I redesign it, I'll get back with you and I'll upload some pictures and video, and I'm going to try to simplify this mess here, because this just looks like a big old giant messy erector set. But I've sat on this thing here with wheels on it, and it is extremely comfortable. But if anybody knows where you can get a hold of some hollow hub 20-inch bicycle wheels that use disc brakes, I would really like to get a hold of some of those. I just don't know where I'm going to get a hold of those right now. And like I was saying, let's just get a close-up of this so you can see this is all solid steel. Although, even though that seat is made out of solid steel, believe it or not, it is still the most comfortable bicycle I own. So that's saying something. When it's recumbent with a solid steel seat, it's still more comfortable than everything else. And I'll just show you my other bike that I kind of took apart. I don't know where my seats are at right now. I got some regular cruiser bikes here. This is like bike town here. I got bikes hanging on the walls, on the floors, and they're all over the place. I had a bike with a giant, cushy, comfortable seat. I don't know what I did with it. So I took it apart. I actually had it on this bike you can see over here on the wall. This blue bike. It's an old cruiser bike I found in the trash I was going to put back together, and finally kind of gave up with it, because when I realized the handlebars would work perfectly on my Recumbent, well, I just had to take it apart. This is the part I was having a problem finding. This part I found online for about 30 bucks. The only other place I found these things for sale, they wanted like $90 for them. So, I wasn't going to pay $90 for it. So, hopefully I can get this thing done here in the near future so I can take it riding and take some videos. Then when I'm done with this thing, I can start working on my Velomobile again. I want to at least get it rolling here. Once I get it rolling, once I get my Velomobile rolling as a three-wheel trike here, it'll be a lot easier to get it moving, because I think building the body for it's probably going to be the easy part, because manufacturing, trying to engineer the suspension from scratch is really a pain in the ass. So that's about all I've got right now. So like I said, I'm going to hopefully try to get some newer parts. I want to replace this chain ring either with a Schlumpf high-speed drive or maybe with one of these, but I definitely want a big chain ring on the back here. And eventually maybe a hubless gear system on the rear end, unless I can maybe I can get the bike started, get the derailleur working right. But then again, maybe just getting a decent chain to make a derailleur work right too. So, like I said, the chain is more or less hacked together from parts I found laying around in the trash, just like the rest of the bike. But for a bike that is more or less trash, or was, it's actually coming out pretty good. So, like I said, I'm no hurry to get the vented seat cover, because at the moment, even with a solid steel seat, it actually does feel really good on my back. And from work, I kind of have little back problems here and there. It gets kind of sore, so this is actually very, very comfortable, even as solid steel. So I can imagine how good this is going to feel once I get it solid, get some cushion on it. But like I said, it was a dual 26-inch high racer before. It was a little too laid back for me. I like this style because the 20-inch front and the 26-inch rear wheel, it leans it forward a little bit. It may not be as fast as the more laid back dual 26 design, but I'm a little more upright, and this is a perfect position for riding a bicycle, I think. So it may not be the fastest design, but it is definitely the most comfortable. So that's about it. I will try to upload a new one here later on in the future.